Have you ever wondered how a single mistake can change your life forever? In a city where the rain taps softly against glass windows and every heartbeat echoes a secret, Emma Carter finds herself caught in the quiet chaos of chance, a chance that begins with one wrong number. The tiny slip of her finger sends a message that was never meant for its recipient, yet in that fleeting moment, fate spins a fragile thread linking two lonely souls. In a cramped New York apartment, where raindrops create a mesmerizing dance on the window pane and the muted hum of the city feels like a distant memory, Emma sits on her bed in an oversized gray sweater. Her face, streaked with tears and illuminated by the pale glow of her phone, reveals a mingling of regret and desperate hope. With trembling fingers, she hesitates before sending a message that carries the weight of everything she once tried to forget. I miss you. Can we talk? The words travel into the night, carrying a hope as fragile as the light on her screen. Within moments, a reply emerges, unexpected, gentle, and laced with a hint of humor. Wrong person, but if it helps, I'm a great listener. These words, so simple and sincere, invite her a conversation that neither of them had planned. In that brief, electric moment, Emma's embarrassment melts into curiosity. She acknowledges her mistake with a quiet apology, and in doing so, unlocks a door to an unforeseen relationship. Night after night, as New York's relentless rain becomes a backdrop to her solitude, Emma finds solace in long text exchanges that gradually turn into deep, soulful phone calls. On the other side of these messages is Liam Brooks, a 29-year-old sports photographer whose life is filled with frozen moments of laughter, sunsets, and fleeting triumphs. Liam's voice, rich and gentle, draws Emma out of the shadows, coaxing forth secrets that had long remained hidden behind guarded smiles. In their confessions, every word becomes part of an intricate mosaic of loneliness and connection. Their dialogue is a dance between vulnerability and resilience. Emma learns that Liam's heart is as bruised as hers yet tender enough to listen. She recounts the scars and small joys that have marked her existence, the nostalgia of a faded Polaroid photo, the lingering melody of a lullaby that once soothed her sleepless nights. Meanwhile, Liam shares tales of chasing light through bustling streets and capturing the ephemeral beauty that often goes unnoticed. Their conversations are dotted with moments of poetic clarity. At one point, Liam asks softly, Emma, do you believe two people can feel like home without ever meeting? The question lingers, as fragile as a star in stormy sky, and Emma's whispered reply, I think, we just proved it, becomes a quiet vow of belief in something rare and inexplicable. But as every story woven by fate carries its own bittersweet notes, the promise of a tangible meeting soon casts a shadow over this burgeoning connection. One evening, after a long series of conversations that felt like shared breaths in darkness, Liam reveals he will visit New York. His invitation crackles with tentative hope. He wants to bridge the gap between digital whispers and the real, palpable emotion of a face-to-face encounter. The idea both thrills and terrifies Emma. Her heart races at the mere thought of transforming a dream into reality, a moment that might either mend her broken hope or shatter it further. As the much-anticipated day draws near, Emma prepares with cautious optimism. She chooses her favorite blue dress that once made her feel invincible, applies a fresh shade of lipstick as if sealing a promise, and stands before her mirror whispering to her reflection, this is it. This is real. The scene is set in a quaint cafe tucked away under glowing fairy lights, where the aroma of roasted coffee mingles with whispered wishes. Emma chooses a seat by the window, her eyes searching among patrons for the face she has come to both long for and fear. Minutes pass, then hours, and every ticking moment intensifies her internal struggle. Hope swells in her chest, only to be drowned by the sinking realization that Liam is nowhere to be found. Her phone remains silent, a heavy reminder of promises broken. As the minutes stretch into an agonizing hour, the silence becomes unbearable. At last, when she finally calls, her voice meets only the void of a voicemail. Desperation and hurt seep into her words as she listens to a message later that night, Emma. I'm so sorry. Something happened. I'll explain soon. In the weeks that follow, the weight of abandonment hangs over Emma like the relentless drizzle outside her window. The long, empty stretches of time intensify her loneliness and amplify her doubts. Then, on a stormy night punctuated by the rumble of distant thunder, her phone lights up with a new voicemail. Liam's voice trembles with raw emotion as he confesses a truth that stabs at her heart. His ex was pregnant, his news a sudden revelation that he could not face, leaving him paralyzed by guilt and fear. I messed up. I should have told you sooner, he murmurs, as if every word is a regret. The heartbreak that follows is seismic. The sound of his apology is a cruel reminder of fragile trust shattered by unforeseen complications. The film of their connection, once filled with promise and shared dreams, now cracks under the weight of reality. Emma, undone by grief and confusion, finds herself sinking into a solitude deeper than before. The rain outside pounds harder, each drop a reminder of promises dashed and love left unfulfilled. Liam's silence is as heavy as the storm, and with each unreturned call and unanswered message, the intimacy between them seems to recede into the unconscious of forgotten dreams. Months later, in a final desperate bid to either salvage what had been or formally close a painful chapter, Emma finds herself in the bustling atmosphere of an airport. The terminal is filled with the hurried sounds of departures and arrivals, yet her footsteps echo with a weight that cannot be ignored. Amid the crowd, a text message arrives, Emma, please. One last chance. Gate 14. If you still care, meet me. The number is unexpected, and her heart trembles at the possibility of a final encounter. But fate, it seems, has one more cruel twist in store. Her departure gate reads 12. For a fleeting moment, the world locks in a painful pause, an agonizing conflict between longing and the stark reality of timelines. Without pausing, Emma abandons her harmless path, sprinting through the echoing corridors in a desperate race against the past. In that heart-stopping moment, she spots Liam. There he stands by the gate, raincoat draped over a tired shoulder, eyes ablaze with everything unspoken yet loudly present. The frozen tableau of their collision is surreal, a moment where time appears to both slow and rush. Liam's voice, fragile and laden with sorrow, reaches out. Emma, he breathes, his confession mirroring all that has been left unanswered. With a voice thick with longing, she asks, then why didn't you fight for me? The silence that follows is profound, a chasm filled with mutual regret and unfulfilled desires. When the final boarding announcement for the departing flight echoes through the hall, Emma's soul whispers that some chapters, no matter how ardently they burn, must be left behind. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, she lets go of his hand and walks away, each step echoing the weight of a love unfinished. Time, ever relentless, moves forward. 6 months later, in a modest apartment perched above a quiet lake, Emma sits before a window where sunlight gently bathes the world in muted gold. The past lingers like a soft, melancholic melody, a reminder that even unspoken farewells leave a mark. On her desk lies an envelope, the handwriting on it so familiar that it stirs memories of whispered conversations and shared dreams. With hesitant, trembling fingers, she opens it to reveal a letter from Liam. Emma, I still don't know if I made the right choices. All I know is, you changed me. For a moment, I saw the life I wanted, your laugh in my kitchen, your sketches on my walls, your love making me better. I hope you find someone who fights for you the way I should have. Someone braver. If fate is kind, maybe one day we'll finish the story we never began. Liam. The words cut deep, reverberating like the soft strum of a forgotten chord. Emma presses the letter to her chest, tears mingling with a bittersweet smile that acknowledges both the pain and the beauty of what once was. The final echoes of Liam's confession carry her into a reflective silence. In that quiet moment, she recognizes that even a love left unfinished leaves behind lessons that shape who we become. This is the tale of an accidental text and a love that dared to dream against all odds, a story where every misdirected message, every whispered apology, and every silenced heartbeat tells the truth about vulnerability, hope, and the quiet courage to begin anew. Reflect on your heart. Embrace every fragile chance.